my delicious co-creators, Lilou here. I'm in Switzerland, in Montreux today. Yes, with Stéphane. Hello. Hello, Lilou. Thank you for this interview. Thank you to you to be here. What beautiful eyes. You have so beautiful eyes. I'm so excited and so inspired by your eyes. Thank you. You wrote 2 books. The first one, The Workers of the Sky Beyond Appearances, on handicapped children. Yes, adults, children, people that are more than handicapped, but special, I say. Yes, we're going to speak about that later. And also the big book of life, all this at Indigo publisher here in Switzerland. So tell me, why are you interested by handicapped children, people that some people say people with problems that are seen from another eyes? They're most of the time given a lot of medicine and medicamentations. What did you see in them? Originally, you're a therapist? Yes. No, not from the moment I was born, but yes, I help people. But why I got interested by them, by handicapped people, is because when I was little, I would go on holidays to see, with my parents, to see handicapped kids, and then I was moved by them. When I see them in the street, it would really be warm in my heart. And after a few trips around the world, I come back to Switzerland and I became an educator, and then I went to Sri Lanka to help handicapped people. It didn't happen, but then instead this book was born of over a year of internship working with handicapped people, and I've learned so many things, more I would say on a mystical level, beyond the appearances, and I really felt that this was my job to bring this message, to show another aspect of human beings. What do you see in them? What is that a soul-to-soul connection? You see their auras, you see that there's more? Well, yes, back then I was already seeing strange experiences or out-of-body experiences, and with them at their contact, at their physical contact, especially Romuel, I felt really, I spoke with him so many things, and he told me about his out-of-body experiences since he's little, and he told me about telepathic experiences, and very quickly, he doesn't speak, but actually we would speak as regular people like we are right now, but he doesn't speak, he speaks with a little pad, and he can using words, common words, but I had to really, I communicated just soul to soul with them, or I would say heart to heart, and we start speaking of a lot of things, and at night I would report that and write it back down, and a few months later, his name is Romuel. I told him that I had a profound desire to write a book, and I wanted to share this. And then he laughed and he said, yeah, that's been quite a while I'm saying this in your head. And it's been a year of... so it's a really evolved soul. Well, it depends what you mean by evolve. But he really remembers that he chose his body, handicapped body. He remembers how he came down. He remembers that we will meet. And he said that we would meet. Yes, it's a soul that is not sleeping. He's awakened, yes. In a body that is not easy to be in, and he has, but he was able then to develop psychic abilities and telepathic abilities out of body. So really boosted me just to meet him, and being in his presence has revealed so much. We had to meet. I had a body that works, and he didn't, and together we were able to create this and to bring back people in front of of the handicapped, and more or less we're all autists or have experiences of it. So it brings people in front of their own fear and their mastery of things. It's interesting. So we medicament those people, we give them medicine, but it's not good. What did he tell you?
Vous avez discuté, je suppose, de la raison pour
I suppose you would discuss why he chose this body. Yes, he chose because of his life and for karmic reasons too. It was important for him, especially for his family, so he could participate in the evolution of his family. And that is really locked for generations and generations. So in the second edition, we added some pages that he really was important to him. He told his parents that they didn't have to feel guilty about it, because he did everything. He told his parents that it's not about God punishing them. He said it was a choice from his soul level, and it was generation from generations, and there was a lot of energy blockage, and that as a soul, he dared to use this body to show the degeneration of happened emotionally. It's a way to show the suffering through his body and all the emotions of humans. So a handicapped body can be used as that by a soul. He knows that he can help part of the world that wants to see that difference through him. And this degenerations of the body, this deterioration of the body, is coming from past generations. Because we changed normal behavior. And then after that, you got interested about the choices of the souls and how the soul chooses their parents. Yes, we talked about it. In the way that he chooses his family for such and such mission in life. So he chooses his family and parents. But it's not his celestial family. It's a choice to come and incarnate for his mission, but it also could be a choice. It could be a choice of choosing certain parents, or also doing a mission and very free. But it depends. It's a case per case. Here, for Soriel, that is an autistic child. She didn't really choose her parents, but she chose to do a mission. Every soul has a multiple choice to make. Is it the parents? Is it the mission? But the most important is what we're going to do on earth. And this is what he tried to explain me. For Romuel, the most important is the work that we have to do here. And yes, there could be some karmic links, but the most important is the work. How did the parents react to this? How did Romuel's parents say? Did you explain to them? Did you have the return of information from how they felt? Well, regarding his family, Romuel's family, it was quite blocked. They were really anchored in religion, and so we were not able to talk about it. I tried with his sister. She understood. It was very powerful when we were together, because she could really feel it powerfully what was happening, and she saw, but then she got afraid. It was just too powerful for her, and she just couldn't. But he can understand, Romuel, that it's possible, and he understands by religion that his family could not understand. But it was.
Quand tu parles,
well, we can feel when you talk, and I'm profoundly touched here because you really speak from the heart. There's so much love that is circulating and that you feel through them. It seems to be really special beings in unconditional love that are here to teach us unconditional love. Yes, that's what he tries to do, even though sometimes it's really hard for him when he wakes up in the morning and the educator can hear him in his mind saying that he just doesn't want to take care of him. Then he also can control his body and do some things to be then difficult with people he can hear are not in tune. But so he's human, yeah, there is emotions, and when he hears somebody that talks to him as a baby, and when he's 40 years old, he's annoyed by that, and so he has also his own work to do on him, and it's not easy. It's not an easy thing, because the look of other people on him is very judgmental, and for others, for some people, it's just but for him, when he sees somebody, he just knows everything about that person, so it's hard for some people to understand, but he doesn't use his powers, his talents every day. Do you think we all have this, the telepathy? Well, for me, all this is a human vision. But all this means it's the essence of the body. All right, just a little bee that wanted to say hello to us. But we have the 5 senses, and we have the sense of the heart. There are 5 senses that are closer to who we are here on Earth, but there is also 5 senses of the heart. And the intention is so we can evolve and grow and work from the soul. And to think through the brain of the heart. There's 2 different parts. Romuel understands that he is living in his body because he can do out-of-body experiences and go out. He goes out and he goes out. And the consciousness level will depend on if we're positioned on a mental or on the inside of us. Then we will be less judging and more loving. It's so limited, unified. And quantum physics talks about that now. We could go very, very far. Oh, yes, go ahead. Where do you want to go? Well, this is really fascinating, because what I keep on saying to myself is that that big guy, he didn't read, he didn't listen to anything, he just came, you connected, and then he talked to you about all these experiences, but it doesn't come from his knowledge or reading. And this is the same in tens of thousands of other testimonies. Well, at the beginning, I asked him, do you get out of your body? Because I asked him because I could see auras, and I have those facilities to. But at the beginning, he said, no, I don't, because he was afraid to be judged. And then he told me that he would go to Lourdes, and because there is his celestial family there. And then I told him, but where else do you go? And I said, why not? Do you meet people? Do you ask questions? No, so why don't you ask questions? And so at the beginning, right away when we met, then it expanded really fast and then became like an encyclopedia because he started asking too many guides and awaken ascended masters, and so they showed him so much, and then he found himself beyond his body in the room. And so we were able to share a lot, and we put some things in the book, and both our sides we continue to live this ongoingly now ever since. And for some people, the book was a little too much, probably, because...
Ce livre-là, Les Ouvriers du Ciel, c'est ça qui a fait peur?
The Workers of the Sky, yeah, it was scary for the institutions because they gave a lot of solutions on listening from the heart for people that are different, and so it shakens the system, and I understand that. So, but it's a shame on some levels.
Tu as dû le faire, tu as dû l'écrire.
But you had to write this book. For you, it was an evidence. Oh yes, I had to.
C'est pas éducateur que je vais faire, c'est l'écrivain de ce livre.
I wanted to write this book for them.
Pour faire passer le message.
So that I could share this message and so that
je sais pas, dans l'inconscient collectif.
It stays in the
collective.
I didn't really see many books that would deal with this topic on a spiritual level.
Pour mettre les choses à leur place où la personne handicapée, elle est pas sale, elle a un corps
and then the handicapped person is not dirty. It's really important to speak about these things.
C'est un peu le message qu'on veut faire passer.
It's the message we want to share. Autists, did you meet many autists? Yes, I worked with autists. Romuel was sleeping in the same room that an autist person, but that person could speak, but as soon as there was too much emotion, it would come away out of their body, and it's always in sharing information, looking, and it's just so much coming to him. So that's what creates this autism. It's like a computer when you open multi-applications at the same time with pictures that are heavy pictures, and it would bug. And not work. It's the same for the body and for autistic kids. We speak a lot of Indigo Kids, Crystal Kids, Rainbow Kids. Do you think those kids, we give them medicines, they have a hard time to get into the system? What do you think? Well, I see a lot of them, yeah. For me, it's kids and adults that are as everybody else. There's no difference to be made. There are souls that have different paths. But beyond that, we all have equal rights, and we all have the right to be not judged, and they're sensitive. They're different, depending also on the aura colors that we could see, and there's sometimes too many labels and separation that is made. But it's human beings as others. We are all human beings. We have a consciousness. It's not because we see ghosts or spirits that we are more evolved or less, or we should be judged. All of these colors that we have in our aura, we all have different colors. Whatever colors we have, as long as we're in the love, and the more we're in the consciousness, a transparent consciousness, the more we'll be able to touch people. So it could be even harder for these people actually to stay in peace. It's not an easy thing. It's not written really. Let's all wear peace and a non-judgment. What are your advice for the kids that have, the parents that have kids? Sometimes they can be rebellious. What do you advise them? Well, recently I had a kid with this dad that came, and he was not really paying too much attention at school, and I advise advice by looking at his kid's aura. He only needs to know from his dad that the dad say to his kids, you know, for me, the school was not always very useful. So instead of hearing his dad saying, work, work, you should focus more, and instead of giving him a message like that, the kid only need to know that him too had issues, but it's okay. It's important that parents are coming from love. So parents more transparent, more authentic, more real, and it's okay if it's not perfect. Yes. But when it's difficult because parents are adults and those adults are not used maybe to transparency in society and their word and don't have much room to be themselves and might not really know who they are. And then everything goes one thing after the next. This kid just needs a real environment and try to find himself. So there is they want a connection, heart to heart. So the kid can be stable from a stable parent. From everything that you say, you really, from what I hear, you want to inspire people to live from the heart. Yes. I'm going to give you a symbol, an image. There is the brain that is linked to the mind and the functioning of the five senses, and the heart is the brain of the soul. So if we use the heart, we use the five senses of the inhabitant that we are. And as inhabitant, I often say this in therapy that I do, as inhabitants, we have a brain and a mind that is not from here. And so when we leave this body, we continue to... But when we're on Earth, we start to think and say as other people in society. So it's like having two brains, the brain of the soul, and the five senses of the heart. I can read behind the gestures, behind an image, animals. I can speak to animals. Yes, because you love animals. I can see a lot around us, and you also take pictures. You're also a photographer of animals. Yes, I have this. I love nature. I love being in nature. And wait for 9 hours to be in a small tent, and I love to get in the heart of the life of the animal and communicate with them deeply from heart to heart. And so yes, there's an exchange that happens and beautiful things happen there. How do you do? How does for you it's very easy, but not for everybody. So people might be listening to this and would love to feel their heart and communicate with their heart. What does this mean? Well, if there is a key, you are a neuron, I'm a neuron. We exchange information. There's a synapse that is connected between those two neurons, which helps to exchange information, and a lot of information is being exchanged, but our heart works as the synapse. If it's open, then it will exchange information. If not, then it's analytical from the brain. When we create the science of the brain, the science of the silence, then we're in this vacuity, we're in this silence. If we're all relaxed and in peace, no thoughts, then we can really exist and follow the heart. And then we can be in empathy, the love is there, the heart is linked to the animals, to plants. If we need to reconnect and open the heart, we just need to think of another joyful, loving moment, and then we can transmit it to a human or to the plant or to the animals, and this wave will be heart to heart,
on reste vide sans attendre.
and we'll just wait there and see what happens. And little by little, we learn how to decode this. You have to try. Yes, and the crystals.
Ah, les cristaux.
Yes, crystals. Yes, crystals.
Ah, parce que je vais les chercher, donc c'est vrai que
yes, I go and get crystals. I love the mountain. Where there's no more trees too. And then as a kid I got interested by the stones, and I start finding crystals, and I love finding them and look in the Swiss Alps, but love it. When I do too much of it, sometimes I escape, or when I'm tired, but then I get hurt or something in the mountains, and then I understand that it's time to come back. I have to look for... I get a lot of presents when I'm connected to Mother Earth. I don't look for because of egoism or money, or I just a crystal. It calls me. It's like a brother. It's a light, incarnated light on Earth. I have a hard time to define. Some people say we have a crystal in the heart. Maybe there's a resonance there. Yes, maybe, yeah. The crystal is made of silice, and we speak of small little things that duplicate the DNA in the heart, and that's linked to fourth and fifth dimension. So yes. Yes, when we look at the chemistry, and we can see that we'll go from one other phase. We might be later on be made of silice and silver. That's what Romuel showed me. Yes, so we didn't finish. There's a lot of more information to have to share. You should see all the birds all around us. They're all listening. A lot of birds here on the Lac Léman in Switzerland. Yeah, we were lucky. Yeah, we were lucky. Thank you for this beautiful moment. Thank you. See you soon. Bye. Bye, my Jessica creators from Switzerland.